makes you an exception.
Welcome everybody to Friend or Foes Mythic League Week 2, Day 1, Game 3. Blue side we have the Ugly Barnacles versus Team A-Click on the red side. My name is Whirler, and casting alongside me today we have Bijar.
Hello.
We are here to cast a pretty good game, I'm going to be honest. Very long in the wait, but we are here and we are ready to take action. Starting with the bands, on the blue side we have Nocturne and Pike, and looks to be Camille taken out. And on the red side so far we have Aatrox and Kane.
Yeah, I think that Camille's are like just specifically for Singa because he has pulled that out. Like he likes those carry top laners. The Nocturne, for some reason, I wouldn't assume it's an insane pick, but nowadays it's actually been very often a very dominant jungler in this season.
I do agree.
While a lot of controversy over the Aatrox pick, how do you feel about him in the current top lane meta?
I feel okay because I place things like Rengar. He feels for some reason, like even though in actual practice he's great at like 1v1s, he's good at the fighting, all of that, but it just you miss your cues. For some reason, it seems to not matter. You still have that pretty good damage and great healing, so he fits well within this season, especially after the not so much as the Gourd Drinker nerfs, but he has somewhat of a place in this season so far.
As we're starting off the picks, we have Tristana as our first pick for the Ugly Barnacles. A good flex pick. Very, honestly, not too far off from meta drafts. However, we have seen a lot of drafts in this league kind of reveal their picks early. So it's kind of a change of pace to see people picking flex picks first, as we have Lulu and Rek'Sai locked in for Team A-Click to give themselves a steady sort of one kind of good frontliner, also a good damage dealer, one good peeler, as well as Enchantress support, while we have Galio picked in for Tubbs' second pick, leading into their third pick.
Yeah, I'm definitely liking the look of Lulu. Like, I am personally a bigger fan of Enchantress supports just because, like, you provide this actual support that your ADC needs, and it gives a lot more flex for Ace later on. But the biggest thing is Hecarim this season, and actually last season, insane. Like, you just build the Triforce, or you could just go full tank, as we've seen before, and it just seems to work in most to all compositions so far.
As he does get locked in on the Ugly Barnacle side, solidifying sort of a very beefy front line, while also not necessarily revealing anything. We have a lot of flex picks coming in here with the Tristana Galio. That can go any which way you would want it to, actually, depending on how this ban phase go. A Silas getting locked in for Team A-Click's final first phase pick, and going straight into the bans.
Oh no, I'm thinking Silas could also be flexed mid or top, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
The Galio has his flexes, the Tristana has his flexes. I don't think you're going to flex Hecarim or Lulu, but Lulu top, at one point, if they're feeling that cheeky, you could probably go for that disrespect. I've seen it before.
I have seen it before too. I don't know necessarily if they're going to be going in that direction. However, we are getting the Leona and the Kled off the table for the Ugly Barnacles, and banning for the Ugly Barnacles on Team A-Click, we have Irelia and looks to be Samira as we go into our first pick phase, or second phase first pick for Team A-Click.
Yeah, the Leona Kled. I guess Ace is just more worried about that heavy engage, and it seems to be correct because if you're picking a Vayne, it's going to be pretty difficult to peel her. I mean, you do have the Lulu, you do have the Vayne arm, but even then, if you have that much engage that Galio and Hecarim does, it's going to be rough. So it really depends on the bot lane not going behind, but I assume for the Silas to get his lead against Tubb.
And it is going to be a mid Galio this game, kind of also revealing the Tristana. So this kind of wraps up their comp with the Nautilus being locked in for the Ugly Barnacles. Pretty beefy frontline, I gotta be honest. So I'm expecting the top lane to be something a little more damage oriented, and that's actually going to be the Rumble being locked in. There you go.
I am a massive fan of Rumble because even though you have a decent amount of tankiness, just like in the natural items that you build, like the Zanyas, and just like the damage over time still does, just like it shreds just about everyone. If you have low HP, high HP, it doesn't matter. We're actually seeing a Volibear.
Looks like it's going to be Volibear top against this Rumble. Honestly, a very interesting pick considering that Rumble did just get buffed this patch to have percent HP damage on his flamethrower. It is going to actually work in his favor in this matchup, although I haven't seen this matchup all too particularly. Definitely, I would say, would swing into Rumble's favor more than it would into Volibear's favor. What would you think?
I would say, okay, here's the thing. I've played against Ace before, and their dives are just, they're brutal, man. Like, I got dived like 8 times in a single game. They would not leave me alone, and I think they might be playing for that same kind of thing here. You know, Volibear good with his gains, disabled, or dives, disables the turrets, maybe goes in with the Rek'Sai, who knows.
So you're expecting Ace to play more of a topside game this game, rather than kind of giving. You're expecting the Rek'Sai to spend a lot more resources into the top lane to get the Volibear, to get either the Volibear going or the Rumble sort of behind. You're saying?
I would say that, or at least the Volibear might be roaming for a little bit this game.
Alrighty. With that being said, that will conclude the draft for the Ugly Barnacles versus Team A Click. As we head into game number 3, we have the game going, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Rumble against Volley in the top lane. We got Hecarim, Rek'Sai in the jungle. Almost said mid lane. We got the Galio versus Sylas matchup. That's a very interesting matchup, by the way, as we have the Vayne going forward on to the Nautilus, getting some auto damage off. Not going to be too detrimental. Going to force him to recall. Didn't use any potions. No resources expended. As it appears, going back onto that, we have the Tristana and the Vayne matchup with the Lulu Nautilus. Very, very, I say, standard sort of a draft. Some picks we have yet to see before this patch, but I'm excited to see where this will go, as it is going to be, instead of So Sad Sam, I believe So Sad Sam and Sword Blue swapped roles this game, whereas is this a normal thing?
Not typically. If I remember, Sword Blue would actually support. I think they're just mix and mashing it up, like just to play around to see what they can do. I mean, so far, I would say Tubbs' biggest advantage would be that game-changing Rumble, but I'm not so sure now, mainly because the Sylas could just take it away.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. And it's going to be the fake leash in the bot lane to sort of get the idea that Hecarim is starting in the bot lane. Let's see if it works out for the red side jungler, as Sword Blue and So Sad Sam will look to push this lane with their advantage. Is going to actually, are they? It's kind of hard to tell with the caster minion dying first. So a little bit of a trade going on in the bot lane. Stana landing the bomb onto the Vayne. That good Q going to dodge out on the Nautilus. Lamar going for a quick level 1 engage. Does miss out on it. Crumpy taking a lot of damage from auto attacks from both sides. And that is going to be the bot lane getting level 2, or the red bot lane getting level 2 first, as they only need one more minion. One more
now?
Not caster minion. Preferably the melee one.
We're just stalling it.
Nautilus should have his hook back up, though. And that is actually going to be the blue side getting it.
Oh, there it is.
It is going to be rather even. Lulu is going to get hooked in, rooted up, and is going to get a little bit of a slow. Going to be one more root onto the Vayne, going to expend one heal, and that is going to be Tristana flashing out, getting a kill, and that is going to be So Sad Sam with the root. Is this going to be enough to actually take him down, as there's going to be a gank in the mid lane, and the Lazy Ostrich is going to go down to the Rek'Sai gank. How did that happen? Let's find out.
And with that, I will be ending the predictions.
Alrighty, that will be first blood. Hope you guys confident in your predictions. And this is going to be a nice just E knockup. No summoners used. It was kind of just accepted death.
Yeah, that's pretty even. Like the Vayne, it'd be great if she was ahead, but I guess in this situation it's not. You still have great pressure from the Rek'Sai. He got that kill. I'd say that, or Rek'Sai, I'd say more this season, if you get a lead with him, it's really hard to put him back down. So him having an early lead is really, I'd say, the best thing to happen at this moment for Ace.
It's going to be Rek'Sai on the bot side Crab, top side Crab untouched by anyone else. Both junglers are going to be matched, but Hecarim is going to be to the bot lane first. Let's see if we can get a gank going on. We are flashless in the bot lane aside from Vayne, who does not have heal as well. We'll see if the Ghost Hecarim can either take that flash from Vayne or take some 300 gold in his pocket. We'll see how that goes as Nautilus does come back from lane. Here comes the Hecarim. He's going to charge in. Lulu is going to get stunned up. Is probably going to go down to one more Q from the Hecarim. That's going to be a flash hook, forcing the flash out of Vayne, and that is all the summoners from the bot lane going out, and it is going to be a kill in Hecarim's pocket.
That is brutal, and it sets up another kill later on on the Vayne, mainly because you get the flash, you return there. So it seems like the map's going to kind of separate, in which Rek'Sai is more likely going to put his efforts towards mid and top side, maybe we can give the dragon in favor for the Herald, and then Hecarim's going to go for the bot side and hopefully get the dragon. They could fight it just because of how the power levels work, with Volibear maybe having TP later on. But I feel that's how it's going to go, unless Rek'Sai seems to be positioning for another gank right now.
It is indeed, as Hecarim is on the top side, so there is going to be no response to this if they go down here. But Hecarim is looking for a top gank on the Volibear, force a flash out of him. Maybe as Volibear does engage onto the Rumble, Rumble is going to be doing some damage back to him. It's going to be even pretty much. But here comes the Horse, and the Horse is going to pick up another kill in the top lane. And that is going to be Hecarim putting pressure all over the map so far. Doesn't get a summoner out of the Volibear, aside from potentially a TP as soon as spawn, but keeping his flash for later use. And it's going to be engaging onto the Sylas. Sylas is going to be forced to take this trade, and he's going to take half of his health for it. Taking a few bit of minions, too. There's going to be a lot of action going on the map already.
Yeah, that was actually pretty interesting top. I feel like he's mainly limit testing his champion. The Rek'Sai probably, once you see Hecarim go for the top side, you have your Rek'Sai in the bottom, and you have, like, all of your lanes pretty much ready, full HP. I guess mid had a skirmish, but even now he's doing pretty healthy. You could go for the dragon there. I guess they didn't. It feels like, however, it does feel like the Volibear is somewhat, or Burst Limit is limit testing Volibear, because even with, like, I think the minion advantage and without Hecarim, he was losing that fight.
Absolutely. As the Hecarim, meanwhile, during that, does gank mid and force the Sylas's flash. It is going to be both flashes for the mid laner going down. Galio actually flashed after him. Galio looking for a trade, but does not get the taunt.
Yeah, this is a very just rough game for both sides. I'd say that Rek'Sai's focus might be a little bit off, but it's not so bad so far. It's very savable. He still has his kill lead. He could put it on different lanes, and the Hecarim, as long as you don't have a direct confrontation, I'd say it'd probably end up better on that side.
Alrighty, as it is going to be sort of a neutral standpoint, we have calmed down on the constant fighting around the map. It is going to be Hecarim in the bot lane, pushing into the enemy blue side jungle, looking to get some vision around and start an Infernal Drake.
Ooh, the Infernal Drake's going to be pretty big. It's just going to... The Infernal Drake, you know, not much gold itself, but the gold value it has in stats is going to be great. They don't actually see them on it. Well, they see him now, and they might just...
Oh, Sean is going to be jumping in, getting a bomb. Does get polymorphed, but he is going to get a full charge off on him as he does jump back in towards the Vayne. Vayne forced to Q out. We are going to get the dragon for the blue team. It is going to be Hecarim ulting and eating the Rek'Sai into the Galio. It's going to be stunned up a little bit, but is going to do a lot of damage. Get the shutdown on Galio, flash into the wall, and it is going to be Crumpy taking that kill as well as a hook. Sort of misses, but almost on track. Does get buster shotted from the Sylas ult, and it is going to be Tristana jumping in onto the Vayne, while the other front is backing the Lulu off, and it is going to be the end of that fight from there, as Vayne is actually going to eat Q onto, and another kill onto the Lulu. It is going to be Vayne killing Crumpy solo, getting a fat shutdown for himself, but will go down to the Rumble TP. Lulu off to the side with Galio and I believe Nautilus is going to take down the Lulu as well, and that is going to be 2 for 2. I think 2 for 2. Yeah, 2 for 2 trade. As we will get a replay here. We got So Sad Sam being pushed out here. This is the fight where the Rek'Sai... Here, I'll let you take it away.
I have no idea. How did Rek'Sai kill him 1v4? I mean, I guess 2v2. I guess it's pretty even. But the Hecarim with a 2-0 lead, maybe he was taking Dragon, but this fight is a, how do I say, clown fiesta, possibly. Like, it feels somewhat disorganized for most of it. So Sad Sam getting butchered. I feel like there was just some miscommunication there with, like, Lee on where he wanted to go in, but it feels a lot of fun is being had here.
Absolutely, as that is going to conclude that, and Vayne going to be going down to the Rumble TP. Rumble expanding the TP for that. Volibear going to pick up some farm in the top lane, thus prior. And it is going to be quite a game so far. It's going to be 6-3 with an Infernal Drake on the blue side. Hecarim looking to take the game into his own hands, forcing these objectives and getting a decent fight out of it. They are still ahead by a whole K and a half, so a 1,500 gold lead still. It's going to be Rek'Sai looking for some vision, clearing some out of the river. Will she look to potentially get some top lane pressure as the Volibear is going to push up? Not really taking too much of a CS lead over the Rumble prior to the roam, but does indeed have turret plate. Or did he get a turret plate from there? I want to get a confirmation on that. Let's see.
Not too sure.
Not too sure either. As no, that still says 5 up there. So we did not get a plating either. It is going to be... It is still going to be the blue side ahead with a lot of gold, with no significant leads on either side. And there seems to be some action going into the mid lane. Volibear was looking for potentially a roam down to mid. Does push in and roam. Doesn't really find anything, though.
Yeah, Vambiant seems... Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say Vambiant seems pretty like his ganks are pretty good. Like he gets the kills, he's got a job and he does it. But he seems somewhat adverse, or just doesn't want to take. Oh, nice hook. He doesn't want to take these objectives. Like he had an option to take Dragon. He possibly had an option there to take the Herald, mainly because you see that the Hecarim has just taken the Scuttle, and you have a ton of vision on your side to clear out that pit. There was an option there. It's very greedy, so I understand he didn't take it, but that's like 0 for 2 so far.
Going to be a little bit of a trade going on into the bot side, or in the mid side river, and it's going to be an ulti onto Sosad Same with Hecarim jumping on him. Sosad Same is going to get one shot and a hook onto the Rek'Sai. She's going to go down as well. And that's going to be a 2 for 0 trade so far, as the Galio is going to jump onto the Sylas. Sylas not able to heal anything away. Sylas is going to go down to the Galio solo, and almost a very, very well-placed hook from the Nautilus of Dragon's Vein, but very well dodged from Sword Blue. This is looking really grim for Tub. Or not Tub, A-Click.
Yeah, Team A-Click is having a rough time. They have the option to go Herald, but honestly, just pile driving. Oh, no.
As they're going to go for the 4-man dive, pick up Sword Blue, and get some platings while they're at it. No Rift Herald needed. That mid tower is going to give some gold their way.
Yeah, you have the option. Actually, with recall timers up, there's probably a re-engage to be happen if they go for Herald, but the safer option, yes, as they are doing, is to back. They have some options. They have the neutral objectives that could still be taken. Ooh, it might be a gank.
Flash for flash in the top lane, and it's going to be Rek'Sai showing up for the show. Rek'Sai going to walk out there with a paycheck, and they're going to get some turret plates in the top lane potentially as they look to start the Rift Herald solo.
Yeah. I was just saying before, the Rek'Sai, his ganks are well, but his objectives... Oh, he's taking one right now. Let's go. But they might... Do they actually see him? Possibly.
There was a ward. There is a pink ward in the top bush. So they know he's in that area.
Him walk down, yeah. It's if Hecarim doesn't walk towards him. Because he walks through... Yeah, no. They should have seen him onto the Herald because...
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have the pink ward on his tunnel right there.
It appears that they're just going to give it away, which I don't see as a bad option, as they do get priority on the Dragon, setting up vision there, as well as the Crab has spawned. We'll see how that plays out, as there's a little bit of a neutral going in the mid lane. And now Vayne is going to get hooked up again. Going to take a lot of damage from the Nautilus ulti and the Tristana ulti to take her down. That is going to be a TP from the Volibear. It is back to a 2v2 situation, but this is being responded to by the Galio. Galio has shown up.
Minion blocks.
We got the Hecarim in the background coming in. Galio knocking up Burst Limit. Burst Limit going to get Nautilus hooked. Nautilus not going to go down. Instead, Burst Limit's going to get bursted himself. And that is going to be a 2 for 0 trade once again for the side of Tub.
Yeah, that was just really... Oh, they might actually get mid-tower here. Yeah, no, it is mid-tower here. That's like a great gold value.
That is indeed some very gold value. But Rek'Sai is in a very bad spot herself. Rek'Sai is going to have to flash to get out of there, but will it be enough? Rek'Sai does get to eat.
He's
barely hangs on after the Tristana bomb. That is a very close call, but you know what? Well, for the sake of it, we'll call it calculated.
Oh, he's going to die. Okay. You know, I would have laughed so hard if he dies to Wolves there. But he actually gets out. He actually lives. He goes to
Ooh, are they going to contest this? No jungler going in here. We do have Hecarim ult coming out from the Sylas. Is jumping on Crumpy. Crumpy doing a lot of damage to him. Delete getting deleted almost.
Ooh.
Not even close, though. Good stun coming out from the Vayne Condemn. Delete is going to pick that one up, and it is going to be the reverse trade coming after the Dragon. That's going to be a
What?
4, maybe 5. That is going to be a 5. Ooh.
Vayne passive
One
with
more.
2 kill.
That's going to be a 5 for 0 ace coming from A-Click. Team A-Click are back in this game after that. Break this down from the
Yeah,
chart.
look at this. You see, okay, later on. Oh, okay. So you see the Vambiant get away. That's amazing. I'd love to see that. How probably like at 1 HP, maybe 2. Who knows? But later on, actually, I'll get to the Vayne later when it actually comes to it. Yeah, 1 HP. I don't know. Maybe he should have not lived that. Maybe you needed to separate just a little bit to cover each exit. But Rek'Sai is pretty slippery. He still had flash there. It's pretty normal. Okay, so you see Sword Blue. He's walking down through the river. And just watch how many people actually target him this fight. Because you see Delete going in. Everyone goes for him, yeah. You see he gets taunted. But look at Sword Blue. How much damage does he actually take? Oh, he takes 1 Q from Hecarim? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, no, he takes 1 tick of damage from Rumble. Yeah, that's about it. He gets free damage, and now he's just going to be a monster this game.
That's an amazing team fight for A-Click to bring them back into this game. The gold deficit, as we come back to live, is going to be dead even almost. It's going to be A-Click, actually, coming back into this game strong. Cannon, come back to me. I need to buy my money. I need to use my money.
Yeah.
Silas is going to not recall. He's going to push out that bot lane. No threat to him, though, as he does get a free recall off. And we look to...
Ooh, free blue.
Well, what do you think the game plan is? We already took mid tower for A-Click. We already took the Rift Herald, and Dragon's gone. So what do you think the game plan should be for them as Vayne picks up a very crucial item? It's going to pick up the Kraken Slayer.
Yeah, of course, I'd assume your standard game plan would be to, okay, you have the mid tower with Herald. Now you go for the outers. You group up, go for top outer, maybe bottom hour. You want to delay those dragons because of the Vayne. You just wanted to get her ahead. She is actually just back in this game now. I somehow even kills Tristana. And similar to even gold, the Vayne's farming is actually really good this game. But yeah, no, you probably just go for the outers, and you're going to see some focus from both of the teams.
Rek'Sai going to be back onto the flashless Yordle. Is there going to be a way for Rumble to get out of this as he uses the alcove to place a very, very well-placed Rumble ultimate to trade a kill 2v1? That is going to be Rumble taking an even trade as Lamar and Crumpy are up to the top lane to push burst limit off of the wave. And it's going to force out a TP from Delete. But in the bot lane, we have the Lazy Ostrich alone to fend off both Sword Blue and So Sad Sam from the bot tower.
I'm not too sure that TP was necessary, mainly because burst limit, pretty beefy target, probably wouldn't die to Tristana autos alone. But mainly, I don't know, maybe my memory confuses me, but I don't think the Nautilus could have hooked him from that range. But the Nautilus hook works in very mysterious ways, and I will not choose to speak for Nautilus hook.
Alrighty, as we have Delete taking the Buster Shot. It's got a lot of base. It's got a lot of base damage, by the way. Buster Shot on an AP scaling. Well, it has a natural AP scaling in general, so that kind of works to Silas's advantage. How do you feel about the not recent, because this is almost 2 years old now, the Sylas nerf to pretty much gut AD ratios from converting to AP on Sylas? How do you feel about that?
I feel like that probably, I mean, I can't say for like game developers and balancing teams, but I feel like you probably want to be able to use AD ults because that's the whole point of the champion. You want to take the enemy ults and not be useless with them. But if you can't take the AD ults, then like what's the point of the champion concept that you started with?
As Vayne is going to push forward on this Rumble. They're looking to take all the outer towers of this game. A good Rumble ulti coming out. Hecarim is going to jump on So Sad Sam. So Sad Sam going to barely get out alive. Very good ultimate to knock up the Hecarim. Hecarim is going to ulti in. So Sad Sam, all efforts lost, is going to go down. Sword Blue is going to go down next to the Red Smite as he does get burned out from the Flamethrower as well. Nautilus storing the Celebration Hook as they do pick up the double kill in the top lane. But inversely, on the red side, they do get the mid tower, and Burst Limit is going to push down bot.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much chance he actually gets a bot tower, depending on where Tristana goes. And with 2 backs, yeah, he probably won't.
And Galio is going to engage on those two, and actually going to go down quite quickly.
I feel like he overestimated the amount of tankiness he has because he only has Proto Bell. You can't really be going to do that. You help people with your ultimate, you beef them up, but like this, it's probably not the way to go.
It's looking like they're going to go for one of those bot dives you were talking about. Rumble getting knocked up. It is going to be disabled under turret. Turret is going to go back online. Rek'Sai going to ulti the Rumble, going for the long shot. Burst Limit doing the 1v2 is going to flash out, is going to barely survive as Lamar the Lizard is going to stun up the Silas. Silas is going to go down, and Volibear following two.
Being micro is great.
Oh, so sad. Sam getting stunned up.
Oh, the hook.
Nautilus hook barely hitting the wall, but it is going to be Hecarim running in here. Hecarim is going to barely get into this fight, but is going to take down both So Sad Sam and Vayne via Crumpy.
Back and forth, but that was very poorly timed because now you've lost 3 people on the side of 4 people actually on the side of Ace. You do have the Volibear teleport, but there's very little chance you actually get this dragon unless you get a steal from Bambia. Like he would help him get vision, but otherwise there's not too much chance.
May not be worth to go for the dragon steals. He is just going to get a pick onto Rumble. Doesn't have the ulti quite yet, but does bring Rumble quite low. Flash W onto Crumpy. Crumpy is going to buff a shot and W away. Rumble,
another escape
on this one, is going to jump out of this one. I don't think the Mission Impossible Rek'Sai is going to get out of this one. Rek'Sai is going to go down after all those Mission Impossible times that she has gone through this game. This one did not work out, as the Rift Herald did come back up for the top side jungle. Is going to be Silas taking that crab for themselves. No jungler to really secure this as the enemy, or as the blue side jungler and team, as So Sad Sam is going to get hooked once again, going to get knocked out by the Galio, and that's going to be So Sad Sam going down once again. One Rift Herald going to Tub, coming right up.
Yeah, the Rift Herald, at this point of the game, not the, I mean, it does do great damage against the towers, but they don't entirely need it because they can pretty much siege down the enemy team. They're a pretty beefy team. Oh, big fight over here.
We got 2 TPs coming in as the Hecarim ult is going to jump in on 3 people. The Rift Herald did go over to the, came over to the red side. Silas actually was able to steal that. But the blue team are actually going to be in this fight. It is going to be Tristana and Rumble doing a lot of damage, and is going to pick up a 3-for-1. Or with the Rift Herald going to A-click. Ooh, let's see how this one plays out.
Oh, big team fight, but the Silas ultimate takes the Hecarim? Did he have the option? Okay, I feel like maybe you hold off. That's probably not the ultimate you want. You steeping, and you want that ultimate instead.
Absolutely.
Imagine Rumble ultimate. They're in a line. They're asking to be Rumble ulted. Look at that.
It was a beautifully played fight for Team Tub, as they do lose the Rift Herald to the Silas ult, but they do pick up 3 for it. I think it's kind of worth. Galio taking a lot, taking a little bit. Isn't gonna stop the Rek'Sai. It is unstoppable. Is Crumpy gonna go for this? I'm not too sure. As Vambient is going to get out of that. It is actually going to be 2-for-4.
Yeah, it's pretty good on the side of really both teams, because on the Silas's side, you're having a lot more towers on Team A-Click being taken down, and actually pretty even amount, just maybe 1 or 2 difference, but on the side of Team A-Click, they're pretty open to like split pushing and getting that gold value in the side lanes, while Vambient likely takes this tower, just crumbles down. I think your Silas is going to have way more pressure with this Herald now.
Alrighty, as we got Sword Blue taking the red buff coming down on the blue side as well, just on the opposite of the map, so isn't going to match the red buff on this. Is going for the Rage Blade, actually second item on Vayne. How do you feel about that? Converting all Vayne's crit into on-hit damage?
I feel like that's... I mean, I don't play too much Vayne. It used to be amazing. Yeah, I think it's okay. Does it still have the effect where you can still...
It does not have the double on it.
No, okay. Then that's debatably, like, not that great. Because, I mean, most of your damage is coming from the true damage on your on your W passive, which is great, but I'm a bit even for it. I'm not for it. I'm not against it.
Alrighty. It looks as if bot lane is going to be pushing up for this. We got Vambient and Volibear around the Baron side. I'm assuming controlling some vision up there. Is going to look
to, yes, they are going to take the crab. They are going to be sweeping, not really finding anything, but they do succeed in taking the crab. It's going to be Sword Blue and So Sad Sam fishing for a kill, but honestly, I feel like they're fishing in dead water.
Yeah, very likely, but they will have pressure here. Do they still have the... Yeah, no, they still have the Herald. They have the option.
Vambian gonna lose the Edge of Night.
I mean, the Edge of Night's a pretty low cooldown. It's very forgiving in that sense, so he just has to sit tight for a little while they do actually siege on mid.
It should be the mid tower going down here. We are matched 3v3, so perhaps not, as it looks like Vayne has picked up her Rage Blade. Let's see how it works in this game. I would like to see this in action, actually.
I feel like the main appeal of it is that it offers a lot more consistent damage because it's not per chance. So on paper, it might be okay because a lot of Vayne's damage is consistent anyways. Like, on your third hit, you're going to get that damage from true damage from the W, the great attack speed still. So it's not so terrible, I would say.
Alrighty. It looks as if we're going to pop the Rift Herald in the top lane, get some pressure going onto that mid-tier tower, or top tier 2 tower. As we're going to start the Baron, looks as if that the blue team is aware of this, and they are going to charge in, looking to stop this as they do back off of it. Delete is taken to half health, still has the Nautilus ult for just a few. We'll see if there's going to be any fights coming out of this, as Rek'Sai's off to the side, is going to get warded on, so it is going to get revealed. Hecarim going to push down the mid tower with Crumpy, and they are going to get that for free. They're going to start the Baron once again. We got Lamar the Lizard and Worston going to jump in here, spot this out, is going to ward it, is going to spot out and stop them once again from taking this Baron. It is going to get Delete getting caught out off to the side, going to get one shot by Crumpy. Crumpy is looking to be very fed this game and is going to do a lot of damage. It's going to be A-Click split up, all of them, different parts of the map right now. They're focused on Vambian right now, the jungler especially, as Crumpy's going to jump right onto him, force the flash out of Vambian.
Lulu, help him.
Be a tricky situation as well.
Help
as
him,
Vambian
Lulu.
is going to get flashed on by the Nautilus. Vambian is going to go down immediately. So Sad Sam up next, as So Sad Sam flashes out, is going to get slowed on both fronts. So the Hecarim ult is going to take him down. Crumpy with auto. That's going to be 3 for 0 so far, and it is going to be Tubbs starting the Baron.
Is gone. Hey, wait. What happened to Silas? What happened to Delete?
He got deleted, my guy. He got deleted. Okay, as it's going to be Burst Limit and Sword Blue actually looking to start this. We got Burst Limit coming in, or not, it's Delete actually TPing in, but Sword Blue is going to go down along with Burst Limit. This was a very valid attempt as they do take out the Rumble. However, they will all go down once again. There's going to be more gold going into this Tristana's pocket, more items, more damage, and we're going to get this Baron for the Ugly Barnacles.
Yeah, I feel for a moment there you had the Vayne with a winning chance against Tub, but Sword Blue, like, yeah, I feel like the fights didn't go as you wanted it to play out. Like, the Silas didn't have the Rumble. Like, he kept on grabbing onto the Hecarim, he kept on grabbing onto the Nautilus, but the Rumble, I would say, is probably a key thing that you would want that they never actually had.
Soul Point, it looks like Rek'Sai is off to the side. They did get vision priority of this. It is going to be the Edge of Night going down on Rek'Sai. No more, what's it called? No more, guarantee that you won't get caught out. I was going to say something of insurance, actually. He does get hooked in after they get the soul.
Wait,
soul
he's out.
Is going to go to him. Crumpy is going to jump onto the Rek'Sai. He is going to get taunted. He'll get the ultimate. Crumpy flashing nowhere. He's going to go down to Sword Blue. Sword Blue is fleeing away. And going to flash away, kind of do some damage in the back line. Rumble 1v1 is life-stealing a considerable amount of damage. It's going to stay alive. We got Galio going down as well as Rumble. And that's actually going to be a 5 for 0 for Team A-Click. This is going everywhere and nowhere at the same time. We're getting back-to-back aces on both sides of the map. We're getting back-to-back team fights with both sides winning the team fight. It is going to be Team A-Click coming out on top of this one as they're going to push down the mid lane. Well, let's watch this again. Beanjar, if you'd like to break this down for me if you're here.
My Discord just crashed, but I remember most of the fight. So
it's all good. We're seeing it again.
Here. It's all about Vayne. Just look at the damage she deals out. Like, here is not a great situation because you don't have too much. You're not able to fight back. But that's 1,000 gold for Vayne. But then you have to... Okay. It's really just perfect fights for Team Ace. Like, if you can have your Vayne be protected and you could get these team fights front to back and keep her safe, while you have the Rek'Sai, who is very capable to kill the Tristana, then you could win this game regardless, because no amount of extra armor, HP, damage is going to protect you from Sword Blow right now.
And that's going to be 30-second death timers. Could we look to end this game right now? It's definitely a guaranteed end hit. We have 2 minions, so we don't have enough minions to potentially end the game, but we do have a guaranteed inhibitor coming down here. They are pinging for the end. Let's see if we're going to do it. Burst Limit does have the ultimate.
Oh, they have minions. They can.
They are going to disable both towers. Minions are coming in. Crumpy doing a lot of damage. Burst Limit going to go down.
This is it?
We're going to get pushed back as well. Crumpy does have the jump again. Jump reset. Is he going to go for it? They are going to back out with 4. They did take 1 Nexus Tower, but that is going to be it for that trade. A-Click making quite a comeback so far. Let's see where this goes from there. Will we get more action, or is this going to be A-Click with the reverse stomp?
I feel like what's going to happen is, okay, I've already seen this before. Vayne gets massive lead, kills everyone in a team fight. Oh no, he doesn't see the bush.
So sad. Sam not backing in a safe spot is going to go down for free by the Hecarim.
So sad. Sam is so sad. But yeah, this Vayne, it's not really working out for him. It works out for him, but only like once every 20 minutes, it seems. And then you go back to just, slightly losing the game. And then every once in a while, a team fight goes perfectly and it repeats and repeats and repeats. I assume that might be what happens for this team fight unless Vayne can really get safe.
As it is going to be the Ugly Barnacles pushing up to the mid lane, hoping to respond to the mid inhibitor going down on their side. They are going to take this mid tier 2, but will there be anything more out of it? As Delete does take the Rumble off. It's very useful ultimate. Hook goes wide. It is going to be quite interesting. We don't have the Volibear ultimate for this fight if one does break out. No current objectives on the map at all. It is going to be a lot of towers going down, however. We are kind of still even in this game with Tub being ahead 2,000 gold, but this late into the game, is that going to be a lot?
This late in... Okay, it's late. I would classify this as like late game. Oh, they're doing the bush camping. For some reason, there's actually nothing there to push. There's no reason to bush camp in this area, mainly because, the supers are going to shove it in anyways. Like, you'd probably spend your time on other areas. Oh, I love... What?
Use of the Rumble ulti to ward them off, and the Nautilus hook is going to go wide. Delete is not going to get caught out here, but they are going to push
What was that Rumble ulti?
They are going to push down the mid tower. I think it only lasts for 60 seconds, so it wasn't...
Okay. He hasn't had the Rumble ulti this entire game.
Bambian's going to jump in here. We got Galio with the ultimate on his team. Bambian's going to go down off to the side. Crumpy doing damage off in the background. Sword Blue getting caught out. Sword Blue's going to go down to the... Oh my god. It's reversed again, ladies and gentlemen. We have Hecarim and Tristana doing a ton of damage, ladies and gentlemen. And that is going to be the Ugly Barnacles turning around, the turnaround. And that's going to be the Ugly Barnacles looking to end this game. As all 5 of Team A-Click leaves the game, they're already gone, ladies and gentlemen. They have accepted defeat, and that's going to be the Ugly Barnacles taking Game 3.
I don't know if I should... I'll mention it. Okay, so Delete never gets the game-winning Rumble ult. But then when he does it to delay the enemy team, not for the team fight. And maybe you could say, oh yeah, he only had it for 60 seconds. It's not like the best time-wise. But he didn't hit the wave to delay them. It hit no one. Oh, it's unfortunate, but by that time, it wasn't too much you could do.
And that is going to be... That was quite a game, ladies and gentlemen. We got a reverse to bring it back, ladies and gentlemen. Tub was going pretty much to a roller coaster. That was a roller coaster of emotions. As we go to look at the stats here, let's see some damage charts. I want to see some blood and who dealt it. That's going to be Rumble and Tristana. Once again, indisputable how much damage those 2 champions can do. With how Rumble has a lot of high HP targets to hit this game, with Silas, you got Rek'Sai, and Volibear. You got Tristana in the backline with almost full build by the end of that game with how much gold she was getting. Pumping out so much damage. What do you think?
Yeah, that was just very rough for Team A. Like, they had an option to win. They had potential to win, but once you just keep on giving up that gold, it becomes really rough because like those team fights add up. Like you win one here and there for A-Click, you feel like you're coming back, but against this gold, it's not easy. You just need to really pray that Tristana dies into the Rek'Sai.
It's a very well played game on the side of the Ugly Barnacles. They worked hard for that win. They threw it a couple times, but they were playing with their food. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up for Game 3. Stay tuned for a post-game interview with our winners, and we will see you for Game 4. Don't go anywhere.
Val Music.
Performs on the beat. Hello folks, welcome back. Chris Edgeworth here on the interview desk with the Lazy Ostrich from the victorious Ugly Barnacles. How you feeling after that win?
Awesome. It was quite the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hell of a bloodbath, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first, I want to get your thoughts on what your team's approach was against a team like Ace. They are kind of spooky in the league, and overall, they're a storied team. You're a new team. What was your approach coming into this game? Did that weigh in at all?
Yeah, I mean, we know that they were regarded as the number one team in the league, so we wanted to start making a name for ourselves. We put a lot of time into the draft, what we wanted to do, what we thought they were going to ban, what we could do about it, and it pretty much went exactly how we wanted it to.
Well, perfect. Even with everything falling into place, as you seem to allude to, it was a hell of a bloodbath, honestly. Give me some of your thoughts on how this game played out.
Yeah, on it, I inted a couple kills early on, but I started playing around ults and objectives, and We got some team fights. Like our comp, we just wanted to keep fighting and fighting because we knew we had the stronger comp for them. We can always win in the fights, except for one fight where it had a bit of an awkward start there at that last dragon.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to ask you about. Were you sweating at all? Did you feel like the game might be slipping through your fingers even with all of the damage and gold that was in your
we were while we were doing that drag, we said we were just going to reset right after, but then Lamar got a nice hook on the Rek'Sai, and our Tristana Crumpy decided to just jump right on top of him, and we thought we lost, but it all worked out, so no problem.
Yeah, you just gotta watch out for the solo queue Tristanas, man. You can never trust them.
Yeah, Crumpy, man.
Well, that was a fun game to watch. You guys come away with the W on that, advance to 3-0. Any final thoughts, Lazy Ostrich, before we let you go?
Hopefully Crumpy doesn't int next game.
There you have it, folks. ADCs are the anchor. It's always bot diff every game. You heard it here first. I'm a support main. So with that, folks, we're going to take a break, and then we'll be right back with Game 4. Don't touch that browser.